Welcome back to my channel. I didn't have any clue what I wanted to read, so I decided to do a scavenger hunt to choose my first read of May. The original concept came from Peter at Peter Likes Books. Just like the other videos in this series, instead of using the 10 original prompts Peter had, I decided to use a wheel to randomly pick 10 prompts out of 18 different prompts that I found from other creators who have done similar scavenger hunt videos. And as always, I'm only using my physical TBR. But before we can use any of those prompts, we need to grab the book I ended the last scavenger hunt with. So, spoiler warnings if you haven't seen that video. And that book is My Imaginary Mary by Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows. Let's select the first prompt. Find a book by a different author who has the same first or last name. I know I have these two authors on my list of books I own. I don't know if any of these names come up from a different author. Let's see. Let's just start at the front. Cynthia. Same person, same person, same person, same person. I have this book, but I don't own it. So let's see if I can find something else. And no. Okay. Let's see, Brody. Nothing. Ashton. Nothing. Jody. Okay, that's all the same person. And Meadows. Again, all the same person. So do I do this one, or do I pick a different prompt to stay on my... Oh, I'm gonna choose this one. The Midnight Game by Cynthia Murphy. Okay, next prompt. Okay, a book heavier than it. I can figure that out by going to Amazon. I'll use... see all details. Okay. 9 ounces. Okay, so I'm just gonna pick a book at random. Okay. Just pick this up. It's a hardcover. first number of pages. Without spoiling anything. Oh, that's going to be difficult. 437 pages. Which means I need a book close enough to 734 pages. Back to Goodreads. Let's do the owned shelf. Go to settings, page numbers. Okay, click that one. 700. Ooh, this is 2 off. 732. Well, it is technically 3 books in one. It is 1 physical book. That I don't think I've actually ever finished. I know I finished the other 2 bind-ups in this series. I don't think I actually read this one. Which is strange because I've had this for a decade. Alright. Next prompt. Another title with the same number of letters. And I am only going to go with Night World. And none of these. Do I add these 3? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Either 10 or 13 letters. Oh, this means I can count my bookshelf. Alright. A little bit of counting, but we got to 13 letters with The Mirror King by Jodi Meadows. I also haven't read this one. Next prompt. A book with the same number of pages. Um, 531. Back to Goodreads. We're already in page 555. This one's closer. Next prompt. Ooh. Last letter, first letter, which means I need a book that starts with E. Emergency Contact. Besides the first book so far, I've never read any of these. Next prompt. A book with the opposite cover. The opposite of this would be dark colors with no people. Okay, let's see. Okay. This is my very opposite cover. This one's all slanted. These are all straight. This one's curvy. These ones are hard. of course I would choose this book. There is nothing on this book cover. Wait, that little thing in the corner. That is a bottle of poison. And I have this poison heart. I'm going with it because I don't know if I know I don't have compass. I'm pretty sure I don't have gun or chest piece. This poison heart. Yet another book I have not read. This is our 9th prompt. Next color in the rainbow. What are we talking about? The red in her shirt, the green in the background. Because that would be orange and blue. Let me go see what I can do. Okay, I did find Rebel Wing, which is orange and blue. I had a few blues and yellows. I had a blue and pink. This is gonna have to do. It is gonna do. Now, on to our last prompt. So much trouble with this one last time. It took a few names. And I do want to keep this to my physical DBR, so it will take a few more. Flipping to any page, and I see Alex. Okay, let's go to Goodreads. I'm still on my own shelf. So let's just search it. No, I do not have an Alex. Do I have an Alex in my want to reads? Alexander. I do have an Alex, but I want to keep this to physical. Okay. This can't be. It's not even all my books. I gotta load these in. Okay, let's search again. Okay, 2. Okay, I have it. Alexandra. But I've read that one. Okay, let's try again. So Prue, but I know I don't have a Prue. I know I don't have an Annabelle. That one's just Mama. Prue again. Alex again. Okay, here's. I don't have a Gabriel either, and I know that. I don't have a Bishop. I saw with Chelsea. No. Okay. That was weird. Mary and Lou. I don't have that. That's not a name. Let's try it again. And 1, 2. Still not a name. I have a Lila Lee, but I've read that. I don't have a June. I don't have a June. Like, do I have it? Oh God. I don't have a tan. Do I have Victoria? Victoria, I do have. See, I could go with Victoria. I do have a few of her books. I have the third Shades of Magic. I haven't read the first one. Read that one. I have this Savage Song. Or Gallant. But before I do show you the book I chose, let's go back and see how I got here. From the last video, I ended with My Imaginary Mary, which started this video and brought me to The Midnight Game, which is the only non-physical book I own. And that took me to Better Together, which then brought me to The Night World 3. And then I went to The Mirror King, which brought me to Lady Smoke. And that brought me to Emergency Contact. Which then brought me The 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. And this game piece brought me to This Poison Heart. And the colors brought me to Rebel Wing. And this, with my last prop, brought me to Gallant by V.E. Schwab. But I've had this for a minute. Not newly released, but maybe a year or two later. I don't know. And this is my first book of May. And that was my version of Peter's Scavenger Hunt. Stay tuned into my channel, because in July you'll get my wrap up for it in my next TBR bingo. I hope to see you then, as well as the video